Hello there, long time no see. Yeah, I've been off the internet for quite a while now, with the exception of Instagram. Had some quite interesting things go on, and been putting off this video for quite a while now, and it's now the time to do it, although it has been very difficult for me. Now, last time I put a video online, I believe it was talking about the knees after I had the knee replaced. Well, I mean, there's quite a long history of what's been going on over the last few years. You know, first of all, oh yeah, I am reading off cards, by the way, that my friend my friend Torn Apart Self-Sufficiency Rich, he helped me write them out, because like I say, this video has been very difficult. But first of all, thank you to all the support from everybody. Some of you know what's going on, some of you don't, but you're all going to find out. Well, basically, November last year, I was getting to the point where I was able to walk again. The knee had almost fully recovered. I was getting out and about on the bike, but I hadn't been making a lot of videos because, well, let me go over basically what happened. I mean, when I was living in Gainsborough and I first started making knives, when I first started making catapults, I was in a pretty bad way anyway. I'd started making those at the point where my GP at the time had turned around and told me to stop work, and that was due to a couple of factors. That was due to a upper spinal problem, upper thoracic problem, as well as my knee getting to the point where it needed replacing. Now, at that time, I was taking deposits and I was fulfilling the orders, and then they were just small things here and there, and then it progressed to the knife making, which progressed to getting the grinder, which progressed to getting a bigger grinder, and so on and so forth. And I continued to take people's orders, and the majority of them were fulfilled without any problems. Maybe took a bit longer, but the whole time my back was getting worse, as well as the knee. And so then I ended up moving. I ended up in Birmingham. My knee was getting to the point where I could barely stand, and I ended up in that house through consequence, through moving up there with my now ex-girlfriend, who then left me a week after moving in. So I had to find the money to live, I had to find the money to pay for materials, and so on and so forth. So I had no choice but to continue taking deposits. Now, I had every intention of fulfilling them, but the problems I were getting worse. Then I had the knee replaced. That threw a whole spanner in the works, because it wasn't a standard knee that was fitted, most of you know this, and the operation was brutal, the recovery was brutal. But started getting to the point where I could get back into the workshop, and the roof caved in on the workshop. Ruined a lot of my tooling, ruined a lot of work in progress. So what did I do? I had no choice but to continue taking orders, with the idea that I would eventually get them done. Ended up moving back over here. Ended up moving in with my mum when the tenancy agreement ended, because of the situation with the workshop, so on and so forth. And my mum has a very good double garage, which again most of you see. So I couldn't really get on the grinder. My back was getting worse, but did manage to fettle around with my bike and managed to build a bike. A very slow process with a lot of help, and wanted to make videos of that, but got to a point where I was fearful of going online, because I was worried about the people that were waiting for knives. Now bear in mind, there's a few, but it's not a big amount. There's only a very small number, but I very much stressed out about it. Continued to get fobbed off about my back problem until relatively recently, when I've seen a neurologist and had pain conduction studies and so on and so forth. Left knee ended up not being replaced because my surgeon thought that there was a problem with the lining of the joint and wanted to investigate it further and inject the dye in. Started making the odd knife here and there. A lot of debt from not only the knives that I owe, but also to Duncan. I don't remember when I had all those blanks cut out. Then it got to November last year and I was at my bike and I nearly died. I got hit by a car. I do have, unfortunately I didn't have the camera on my helmet on, but the lad who hit me, will come towards each other on a roundabout, and not a roundabout, crossroads, and he was indicating right, and as we came alongside each other he turned hard right and ploughed straight into me. Now the injuries were brutal. I consequently nearly died because the trauma was so severe. I spent 2 hours lying on the road while they were trying to cut my boots off, trying to cut my leathers off. There was half my femur was sticking out my leg. My hand, when they cut the jacket off, was almost just hanging. And of course that had a very big psychological impact. And for the first 3 months or so was really not the time to be making videos. Then it got to about 6 months and I really wanted to make this video, but it got into such a bad place in my head with regards to the stuff that I owed people, what I was going to do to resolve it. And of course at the same time of the accident I got another virus on my laptop, and last time it had to be formatted. It was through the Doberman Knives Gmail account, and of course just needing to format my computer, I was using it as a reason to not make this video. Now there is an insurance claim going on at the minute, and it's going to be a big one, a very big one. I have had a couple of interim payments. I've had some difficulty with the value of my bike, but everything I've had has been towards physiotherapy, it's been towards hydrotherapy, it's been towards gym memberships, it's been towards basically living. But I'm getting everything that I need, apart from excess money, to be able to pay people off, be able to pay the debts that I owe. I have been given Duncan little bits here and there, I have been given Anna GPS little bits here and there, but it's not clearing the debt. I'm giving them as much as I can, but I need to basically pay everybody back. I need to clean slate this because, I'll get to that in a minute. But now on the 17th of March, the insurance company officially admitted liability, so the legal proceedings are going ahead, but they are being very slow. And I got to the point where I was ignoring my friends, I was ignoring family members, just got into a very, very strange mindset, and of course the longer I left and the longer I put off doing this video, of course the harder it's become to do. I've been struggling just to post the odd picture on Instagram, but I remained on Instagram purely so there was always a way for people to get in touch with me. Now I have got my laptop sorted out as of relatively recently, but I've lost a lot of information, a lot of details on there, and I'm very hesitant to go into my Gmail account, my Doberman Knives Gmail account, which I would imagine there's a lot of people that have been trying to get in touch with me, and for that I really do apologise, but like I said, I'm really not been in the correct mindset for all of this. Now there is some good come out of all this. I've now become a member of 2 local gun clubs, and it's been a godsend to me. It's given me something to hang on to hope for. As you can see, all this here, my stepdad has very kindly donated me quite a large number of firearms, with, well, the majority of them is still to come, and a lot of reloading equipment. Like this, for example, was the original one I was reloading with when I was a child. I have inherently missed the YouTube community a lot, and it's something that I do need to get back on. But the problem I've got is no doubt there's likely going to be a shitstorm when this video goes up. Where have I been? And not only where's my knife, where's my money, so on and so forth. And bottom line is you can't get blood out of a stone. I don't have anything at the minute. The injuries were very, very severe. I still can't walk, or at least unaided anyway. And my wrist was completely destroyed. This wrist was fractured. There's a list of injuries which I'll go into in a minute. But yeah, I want to be putting videos back up. I have a lot of opportunity to be putting videos up, but I'm worried of the backlash, as in, if you're doing this, you're doing that, you know, why aren't you making knives? Which is why I didn't put the motorbike build videos up, amongst other things. But I think the bottom line is now is I've got to come to terms with, and everybody else has to come to terms with, the knife making is 90% over. This wrist is in a state where I'm lucky to have the hand. I nearly lost 2 limbs over this. This hand was nearly cut off, this leg was nearly cut off just below the hip. It's been rebuilt, most of my forearms titanium. It still needs fusing, and I don't have the stability at the minute to be able to grind, to be able to do stuff like that. And to top it all off, the back problem is still there, and it is still very severe. Although I am starting to make progress with it, and people have started to take me seriously. And I've had the nerve conduction tests, I've had recent MRI scans, and it's now been passed over to a rheumatologist. But I have let a lot of people down, and for that I do apologise. But I didn't really have choice at the time, and I was kidding myself as well as others that it was all going to be okay and everything will get done, and the financial situation meant that I just had to keep taking orders. Shit happens, but I'm lucky to be alive, very lucky to be alive. Now, at some point I will have the money to quite easily just refund everybody. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this video get out. I'm going to set up a separate email. I'm very reluctant to open the Doberman Knives email and ruin what's left on my laptop. I've lost a lot of pictures, a lot of video footage, a lot of this and the other, people's names, people's addresses, people's contact details. Deposits paid, what they paid for. I had to fully format the hard drive, and was very unfortunate. I managed to save a handful of pictures, but a lot of the files were corrupt. It took me nearly a month to do it, to go through each individual file and check that they were okay and so on and so forth. So yeah, but I do want to be online. I do miss the community. I do miss the extra support from the community. I've got lots of videos that I can put up, shooting muzzle loaders, reloading, reviews, because like I say, I've got a lot of guns anyway, and I've been given quite a few more, with more to come once I get my Section 1 licence. So yeah, the clubs will allow me to film there, or at least one of them will anyway. So they've got an iPass course that they're setting up, which is iron plate action shooting for, I know it's only air pistols, but it's featuring. So anyway, I've waited on too far, but what I'll do now is, if you're still watching, I'm going to put up some video footage of where the accident happened, how the accident happened, pictures of x-rays, pictures of the scars, that side of it, if you're interested. But I nearly died. Not only did I nearly die, I nearly lost 2 limbs as well. Took them 8.5 hours and 2 trauma surgeons to rebuild me, and I'm never going to be the same again. But I am alive. Now I've just got to get over this ball and chain that I've had, accept that the responsibility that I've taken people's money for products that I can no longer supply. At least I'm here to pay it back. But yeah, I've whittled on way too much. I may just put this video up on its own and do a separate video for the injuries. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. It's going to save editing. I wanted to do this in one take. I don't want to cut it up. I want to just upload this now as it is. But I'm sure I've missed quite a bit off. Sorry, Rich, but yeah. Sorry, everyone. But trust me, for what you've paid for a knife, the cost of a knife, I'm going to be regretting this for the rest of my life. But yeah, I will be seeing you online from now on, once I get the balls to actually upload this. Catch you later.